Students, myself Asri sir. Today we will discuss the part of metallurgy, that is the extraction of aluminum. How aluminum is extracted by the different processes. Okay, this is the fifth part what we are discussing, almost the last part of your metallurgy. So we'll discuss the occurrence of aluminum. It is the third most abundant element. It is the third most abundant element in Earth's crust. Clear? The most common ore is the bauxite, which is available in Earth's crust. Okay. The other ore of aluminum are normally the bauxite, Al2O3.2H2O, cryolite, Na3AlF6, corundum, Corundum, corundum Al2O3. But the main ore from which aluminum is extracted is bauxite, because it is available plentifully in Earth's crust, which is Al2O3.2H2O. Clear? Now, what is the extraction of aluminum? We'll discuss. Before going for any other process, first threshing of ore is taking place. That is the main ore, bauxite, is crushed first, then pulverized, and then ground into fine powders for the different processes. And prepared for concentration. First step is concentration. So before that, the bauxite is crushed, pulverized, and ground into fine powders. Then what is concentration of ore in case of aluminum? Okay, the bauxite, the ore is not concentrated by conventional physical methods. It is concentrated by Bayer's process. It is called Bayer's process, in which bauxite is concentrated. Okay, what is Bayer's process? Now we'll discuss Bayer's process. Bayer's process, Baeyer apostrophe S process. Okay, what is the step? We are going through three steps. The first step is when the ore is crushed and heated, the impurities, the volatile impurities are removed. Understood? Then it is mixed with concentrated sodium hydroxide. So what happens? The equation is Al2O3.2H2O plus 2NaOH. It gives 2NaAlO2, sodium aluminate, plus water. Then the second step is the solution undergoes hydrolysis, means diluted with water. Undergoes hydrolysis, that is diluted with water. So sodium aluminate plus water, it gives sodium hydroxide and aluminum hydroxide. So this down arrow indicates aluminum hydroxide is precipitated. Aluminum hydroxide precipitates, and the precipitation process speeds up. The process of precipitation speeds up by adding crystals of AlOH3, aluminum hydroxide. This process of speeding up the precipitation is called seeding. Okay. Now the third step is AlOH3, aluminum hydroxide, is washed, dried, and heated to 1300 degree. Mainly 1100 to 1300 degree it is heated. So what happens to AlOH3 from 1100 to 1300? On arrow you will write, it gives Al2O3 plus 3H2O. So what this Al2O3 is the alumina you are getting from bauxite by three steps. Okay, the step 1 is what? It is treated with concentrated sodium hydroxide. Step 2 is it is hydrolyzed, or hydrolysis takes place, and step 3 is heating up to 1100 to 1300 degrees centigrade. Clear? To get Al2O3, which is called alumina. Now we will go to the process, the electrolytic reduction of fused alumina. Electrolytic reduction of fused alumina. This process is called Hall-Herold's process. The electrolytic reduction of alumina is called Hall-Herold's process. In this, certain points I have noted which is important. Alumina is mixed with cryolite and fluorspar. Okay, cryolite and fluorspar in a ratio of 1:3:1. 1:3:1. In this ratio, the electrolyte mixture is prepared. Now, why cryolite and fluorspar is used? these two act as solvent for alumina because and also lowers the temperature, the fusion temperature. The mixture melts at 950 degree instead of 2050. As you know, alumina is having high melting point which is around 2050 degree centigrade. So to reduce the melting point, these two electrolyte or these two are used or mixed as a solvent with alumina. So after lowering the temperature, fusion temperature, it also saves some electrical energy. Clear? Now we'll discuss another point. The addition of fluorspar also helps or also enhances the conductivity of the mixture as alumina is a non-conductor of electricity. As alumina is a non-conductor of electricity, fluorspar is added to enhance or increases the conductivity of the mixture. Okay. A layer of powdered coke is sprinkled over the electrolyte. Another point is a layer of powdered coke is sprinkled over the electrolytic mixture because it comes as a give reason because it reduces heat loss due to radiation. It reduces heat loss due to radiation and also prevents the carbon anodes from burning in air above the electrolyte. Understood? Because when there is release of oxygen, carbon anodes normally oxidize. Okay. Then the carbon anode has to be replaced time to time or periodically as the released oxygen oxidizes it, the carbon anode. Okay. Then what is the electrolytic shell? It is made up of iron and lined with carbon. It is made up of iron and lined with carbon. Okay. As we discussed, the electrolyte is the mixture of molten alumina, cryolite and fluorspar in a ratio of 1:3:1. Okay. Then the electrodes what are used are, first is anode. What is anode? In this process made up of graphite. Okay. Then what is cathode? The inner carbon lining of electrolytic shell. Okay. Then we'll go for this electrolytic dissociation or ionization reaction. What is that? Na3AlF6, it is cryolite which dissociates to give Na plus, Al3 plus and F minus. And CaF2, it is fluorspar. Clear? FLUO, fluorspar. Okay. And Al2O3, when fluorspar dissociates, it gives calcium ion and fluoride ion. And Al2O3, it is alumina, fused alumina. Okay, which dissociates to give Al3 plus and 3O2 minus. Okay, so these are the dissociations out of which only aluminium dissociates. Only aluminium is reaching to the what? Cathode instead of this sodium and calcium, because these two are present above the aluminium. It is what? Replaces these two or reaches based on the reduction potential. Okay, lower reduction potential. And among this fluoride ion and the oxygen is reaching to anode because of the lower reduction potential. Clear? Now the reaction at cathode, what happens when aluminum ion reaches? It gains electron and it changes to aluminium metal. Okay, now reaction at anode is when oxygen reaches, it loses oxygen to form oxygen molecule which combines with this carbon anode to form carbon dioxide. Clear? So these are the reaction at cathode and anode. Now another topic we are going to discuss, this is all about your aluminum extraction. So in this way aluminum is extracted. First it is concentrated by Bayer's process, then the electrolytic reduction of alumina takes place, which is called Hall-Hérold's process. Clear? Now we will discuss a portion called alloy. What is an alloy? Alloy is a homogeneous mixture. Alloy is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or a metal and a non-metal. Clear? So it is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or a metal and a non-metal. So alloy of mercury is called amalgam. For example, when sodium amalgam means it's a mixture of sodium and mercury. Like this, amalgam means mercury is added to the metal. Clear? Now some important alloys we will discuss, their composition and their uses, which is important for different questions. Questions may come, what is the composition of stainless steel or duralumin, bronze, brass, solder or fused metals? What are their uses? Understood? So the stainless steel, as you know, the name is very common to all of you. The stainless steel, the composition is iron, nickel, chromium and carbon. Clear? And it is used particularly, the uses are most important. These are the uses. It is used for utensils and surgical instruments and automobile bodies. Clear? Then what is duralumin? The alloy duralumin contains aluminium, magnesium, manganese and copper. Okay, it is used in aircrafts and its parts. Why? Because duralumin has very light weight as compared to aluminium. Okay, that's why lightweight and also strong, not easily break. Okay, now brass or bronze. What is bronze? Copper, zinc and tin. It may used for making coins, statues and utensils. Brass, it is the composition is copper and zinc, which is used for musical instruments, jewelry, medals, decorative items. Then what is solder? The alloy solder is a composition of lead and tin, which is used for joining metal wires in electrical equipments or appliances. Clear? Then fused metal, what is this? It is the combination of zinc, copper, silver, aluminium, which is used, you know, it is used in household wires also, connections. It is mainly used as a conduit between electrical power sources and electrical components. Understood? So if any high voltage or any variation in the current electricity, it cut off the path, because the fused metal are having very low melting points. Okay, so regarding the alloy, you have to remember the mainly the what is an alloy, then mainly the composition of certain important alloys and their uses. Okay, the important alloys are stainless steel, duralumin, bronze, brass, solder, fused metal, like this. Some other metals, some other alloys are there, bell metal, gun metal. All these are important alloys. You have to remember their uses and the composition. Okay, so this is all about your chapter metallurgy, which we discussed in around 4 to 5 parts. Okay, this is the last portion what we discussed. Please go through the video and along with your textbook, so that you can learn in detail, and if any doubt comes, you may ask, free to ask me, and next class we will discuss another chapter. Okay, thank you children.